Hi, my name is Treywick Boger, and I will be going over my Change Initiative, which took place during the 2015 and 2016 school year at Conyers Middle School. The data that was used to select my Change Initiative was as such. We looked at how many programs or organizations we had currently that involved the parents at the school. We had 8 programs, such as the PTA and school council. Out of those 8 programs, 0 of them were based around or centered around content knowledge. The SMART program which was implemented wanted to address that particular need. The goals were to increase parent involvement. We wanted to reach at least 25% of our parents throughout the school year to help empower the parents and to help them assist the students in their math content at home. We want to also increase math standardized test scores. The objectives of our initiative was to boost the math standardized test scores and to raise overall math grades and to increase the parent-teacher relationships in the school building. Research showed that the more intensive parents are involved in their children's learning, the more that child will benefit and achieve more academically. The best parent involvement is also when parents work directly with their children on the learning activities. This is why we decided to teach the parents the content that the students will be going over so that they can assist them at home. Our strategy was a systematic change. So what we wanted to do was reprogram what the parents had been doing previously and give them basically a method to the madness, something that they can follow in order to help ensure success, and something that we would do regularly. We selected a standard each month by each grade level, and that was going to be what would be taught to the parents. That standard was what would be taught to the student as well. The timeline was the first meeting began in September, and we had 1 meeting a month through the month of April, just prior to our standardized testing. Responsibilities. Our grade level department chairs were responsible and had the ultimate say on which standard would be addressed / taught to the parents during each month. The SMART committee would handle the logistics of the parent night, the flyers that went out, the surveys, things of that nature. Resources, all we needed was 1 classroom per grade level with a projector, 1 teacher to help facilitate the lesson, and surveys for the parents to complete upon the end of our sessions. The evaluation tools that we would use to determine how successful our program were as such: parent attendance, parent survey, student benchmark scores, and student overall course grades. Results. The results from our SMART initiative were that out of the 50 families that came over the course of the year, 100% of those students successfully passed their math class that year. Only 25% of those students had to retake the Georgia milestones, which was compared to a school average of 35%. So we had 20 families that came to more than 1 SMART night, and only 20% of those students had to retake the Georgia milestones. Next year, we'll do a better job of being proactive and communicating about the meeting to the parents and communicating the results of how well students did whose parents took advantage of this initiative. If we build on the momentum from this school year, there's no doubt that we will continue the program and build upon its success. Leadership experience that I gained during this school year are as follows. Standard 1. Standard 1 is a building level education leader that applies knowledge that promotes the success of every student by collaborating with faculty and facilitating the development, articulation, and implementation and stewardship of shared school vision. So to help share the school vision, some of the things that I did were I was a member of the PBIS committee and attended several meetings to make sure that the school was all on the same page and doing the best they could to accent the positive behaviors that the students were displaying so that we could see more of that. Integrated lesson strategies, doing professional development to help the teachers work together to implement differentiated learning strategies and things of that nature. Literacy night planning. This was something that I also was involved in. We worked several evenings to help with plan the literacy night that we had in the spring. The math and science night plannings. Those were also things that we wanted to, that was part of our school's vision of increasing parent involvement. PBIS, as I stated earlier, planning meeting with the principal, school leadership team meetings, and the staff book club planning, which also helped to get the vision of the school and make sure everyone was on one accord. Standard 2, building level. This was built on the building level, promote success of every student by sustaining a school culture and instructional programs, okay, conducive to student learning. The staff book club planning made sure that what we were doing was conducive to student learning and that we began with the end and made sure we were all on the same page as we embarked upon the school year. I also was able to lead classroom management, professional learning committees, communities, to where we streamlined classroom management and we came up with a consequence ladder that was implemented across the 8th grade, and I was vital in that as well. I attended the Georgia Math Conference at Rock Eagle to help with math, number literacy, and things of that nature to help supplement the math department and different strategies. Also, this overlapped a bit with the actual literacy night that we had to help boost literacy, and we had book giveaways and things of that nature for parents and students. Smart committee planning meetings and parent night, and also special education department meetings because we did not want to overlook students with disabilities. Standard 3. Standard 3 talks to promoting the success of every student by ensuring management of the school organization. Things that help ensure the management of the school's organization to diffuse situations and help students stay in the classroom and at school longer. I was a part of several peer mediations to help diffuse conflicts so that we could minimize distractions outside of the classroom to focus on teaching and learning. I was also an acting administrator at softball games, at various extracurricular, co-curricular activities as well, to help reinforce the importance of being a well-rounded student. Math department data analysis meeting, as we did data dives to determine how we could better reach our children and which areas of growth did we need to focus on. Meeting with the Georgia College and State staff as well, along with the principal, and several parent meetings, peer mediation, and parent contacts as well to make sure that everyone was on the same page as far as parents being aware of what was going on at school with their particular students. I also had an opportunity to shadow several administrators, high school, elementary, and middle school as well, on a lot of our breaks and off times to gain valuable information on what is to be done and the nuances of running those types of school functions and events. I was also able to help out with the staff and do a couple of informal peer teacher evaluations and give feedback to help with teachers, primarily with classroom management, which was a plus because I helped build good relationships with the staff and help increase teacher performance as well. Standard 4 speaks to collaborating with the faculty and community members. The faculty and community members, this would be part of our SMART initiative to get more parental involvement, who are the parents who are also in the community, and during that process, we came up with flyers, also the school website, calling posts were used, along with school marquee as well to advertise this. We also had, with the community involvement or parental involvement during our response to intervention meetings, I was able to be a part of several of those to ensure that we were doing everything that we could for each student to reach them where they were and help them improve and increase their academic success. And again, shadowing different elementary school leaders, educational leaders, and high school leaders in our community as well to help strengthen our network and go from there. Standard 5 is making sure that everything is ethical and that things were fair. Part of being ethical is being in compliance with students with disabilities. And I was able to be on several and host and run several annual review meetings for students with disabilities, along with IEP meetings and constructing IEP plans as well. And I also, to help add to compliance, was able to assist our school as a milestones testing administrative assistant. So this was very important to make sure that the testing environment was secure, testing materials was secure. We had a schedule, testing schedules, and everyone knew what to do, and everyone had to sign off on the testing securities and protocols as well. Along with the annual review meetings for students with disabilities, I also was a part of several and countless redetermination meetings to look at if a student indeed still needed to have special education services provided, and making sure that we had proper documentation to support or either change if that student needed special accommodations. Standard 6 has to do with promoting the student success by looking at larger influences such as political, social, and economic and legal systems, okay? Standard 6, I was able to be a part of or witness and sit in on several board meetings that had community leaders and also talked about laws that were going to come down and be in effect, and points of emphasis for school districts. And also to sit in on a community town hall meeting that several of those where the community had to be in compliance to have these meetings in order to potentially start a new charter school in the organization. So that was very interesting to be a part of that as well, just to ensure the compliance of that new charter school and to see how everything starts from the beginning, and making sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. This was a summary of my change initiative and my leadership experience from the past school year. Thank you very much.